Have you ever looked around and felt like everything should be fine, but deep down there's a strange silence inside you? You smile, you work, you talk, but something's missing. It's not sadness, it's not depression, it's emptiness. A hollow feeling you can't explain, like a room in your heart with the lights off. And no matter how much you try to distract yourself, scrolling, eating, buying, achieving, it lingers. Still there, still silent. But here's what no one tells you, that emptiness has a source. And once you understand where it comes from, everything begins to change. You begin to see what was hidden. You begin to feel what was buried. And slowly, the silence inside you starts to speak. In this video, we're not just going to talk about feeling empty. We're going deeper. We'll uncover why so many people feel this way, especially in a world more connected than ever, yet lonelier than ever before. We'll talk about what this feeling really means from a psychological, emotional, and even spiritual lens. We'll explore how people in ancient times understood emptiness and why modern science is finally catching up. You'll learn what causes this inner void, and it's not always trauma, sadness, or failure. Sometimes it's something far more hidden, like not living your truth, or betraying your inner voice, or chasing someone else's version of a good life. And more importantly, we'll explore what you can do to start feeling whole again. Not with quick fixes or fake positivity, but with real steps, quiet steps, the kind that lead back to you. Stay with us till the end, because what you hear in the last few minutes may just shift something inside you. You'll begin to see your emptiness, not as a problem, but as a message, and maybe even a doorway. You see, most people run from this feeling. They bury it under busy schedules, loud playlists, endless goals. But some of the wisest minds in history, Buddha, Rumi, Carl Jung, have all said the same thing in different words, that empty space inside you is not something to escape, it's something to explore. And when you do, you might realize the emptiness isn't asking you to fix it, it's asking you to listen. What if this hollow feeling you carry is actually your soul trying to come home? What if it's the whisper beneath the noise, gently reminding you that there's more to this life than you've been living? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what happens when you finally pause and face it. We'll walk through stories, studies, and real-life breakthroughs, stories of people who turned their emptiness into awakening, like the artist who stopped painting for 5 years because she lost her spark, only to find her creativity again in total silence, like the man who had everything, money, success, family, but still felt hollow every night, until one strange moment in the middle of traffic, he broke down in his car. That moment changed his life. Or the spiritual teacher who says emptiness isn't a curse, it's a calling. We'll share scientific facts too. Did you know chronic feelings of emptiness are now being studied in psychology as a major emotional marker? Not just of mental illness, but of spiritual disconnection. Studies show that even people with strong social circles can feel deeply empty if they lack meaning in what they do daily. In fact, people who ignore this feeling often find it shows up in physical ways too, like fatigue, anxiety, emotional numbness. But once they begin to reconnect through purpose, mindfulness, or even just naming the emptiness, their lives begin to shift, their bodies calm down, their hearts feel again, their days feel different. Why? Because this feeling isn't here to destroy you, it's here to wake you up. You'll learn how to stop fearing the emptiness and start learning from it. You'll understand why your distractions haven't worked, and how turning inward, gently, not forcefully, can give you clarity like never before. So if you've ever laid awake at night feeling nothing, if you've ever wondered why your life looks full but feels empty, this video is for you. You don't have to run anymore. You don't have to pretend anymore. There's a reason you feel this way, and there's a way through it. This might not be a loud video, but it might be the one your soul has been waiting for. We invite you to pause with us. Let this be your moment of reflection. Let this be the time you stop searching out there and begin looking in here, where the answers have always lived. Welcome to our channel, where we dive beneath the surface, where we talk about what truly matters. If you're ready to explore the parts of yourself you've been ignoring, if you're ready to understand the source of your emptiness, then you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next, because this is only the beginning. It's not sadness. Sadness has shape. It has tears. It has a sound, a color. You can name sadness. You can point to the moment it began, maybe even explain it to someone. But emptiness? It's quieter than sadness. It doesn't cry. It just exists, like a fog inside you that you can't clear, a blank space behind your eyes when you wake up. It's not that you feel bad, it's that you don't really feel. You're breathing, yes. You're moving, yes. But inside, it's like floating through your own life without touching anything real. And sometimes, that's even scarier than pain, because at least pain reminds you that you're alive. But emptiness, it feels like absence. Like something vital has gone missing, and you can't even remember what it was. Some describe it as a hollow lightness, not heavy, not sharp, just light, like a balloon losing air slowly, silently. And the strangest part, you can be doing everything right. Job, check. Relationships, present. Routine, working.
But still, something inside you whispers, none of this is real. You smile in conversations, not at the right moments, but your mind is elsewhere, your heart, nowhere. You begin living on autopilot. Days blur into weeks. You eat, work, scroll, sleep, but nothing leaves a mark. No memory, no emotion, no sense of movement, just repetition. It's like watching your life from behind glass, close but untouchable, and you start to ask, what's wrong with me? Why can't I feel anything? But what if there's nothing wrong with you? What if this feeling is a message, a sign that your soul is trying to speak? Because here's the truth. That emptiness isn't just floating in from nowhere, it has a source, and when you trace it back far enough, you'll usually find three things. Disconnection from self. This is the first crack, when you lose touch with who you really are, not the version you show the world, not the mask you wear at work or around friends, but the real you, the one who has dreams no one knows about, the one who thinks deeply but stays quiet, the one who once felt passion, wonder, fire, but life happens, expectations pile up, you become who others need you to be, helpful, strong, successful, available, but somewhere in the process, you forget how to just be yourself, and when you don't express your truth begins to fade, you stop saying what you think, you stop doing what you love, you silence your inner voice, that silence becomes the emptiness, disconnection from others. Even when surrounded by people, you can feel utterly alone, because connection is more than presence, it's more than texting someone, or sitting next to them. Real connection means being seen, being understood, being felt, but when your relationships stay surface level, when you laugh together but never go deeper, your soul starves. You may have 100 friends online, but who really knows you? You may share updates on social media, but who do you cry in front of? When you're not emotionally met, the emptiness grows louder, because humans aren't wired for isolation, we're wired for resonance, lack of purpose. This is the silent killer. You wake up, you go to work, you do the thing, but deep down there's a question echoing, why? Why am I doing this? Why does it matter? When you live without direction, even success feels hollow, even wealth, fame, and abundance lose their shine. People who have it all often feel the most empty, not because they're ungrateful, but because they followed a dream that wasn't truly theirs. They chased someone else's version of success, got the car, the house, the life, but the feeling never arrived. That's the real secret they don't tell you about overnight success. If you don't feel full inside, nothing outside will ever be enough, and so you start to numb, because facing the emptiness is terrifying. Why we avoid it? Let's be honest, most of us don't sit still with this feeling. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, it threatens the image we've built of being fine. So we distract, endlessly, we scroll, we swipe, we binge, we shop, we drink one more coffee, watch one more show, we fill our days with noise to drown out the nothingness. But here's the tricky part. The more we distract, the emptier we feel. It's like trying to fill a hole with air. It looks full, but the moment you stop, it all escapes. We chase dopamine instead of depth. Social media becomes our escape. That next notification, the next like, the next reel. But each scroll takes you further away from yourself. Each comparison cuts deeper. Each filter distances you from your reality. We binge eat, not out of hunger but out of numbness. The mouth moves, the stomach fills, but the soul still starves. We engage in risky behavior, not because we want danger, but because we want to feel something, anything, even if it hurts. The subconscious mind is always trying to restore balance. It seeks comfort. It seeks familiarity, even if that familiarity is pain. That's why you keep going back to old habits, old people, old patterns, not because you want to suffer, but because the silence of emptiness is unbearable, and no one teaches us how to sit with it. No one shows us how to hold space for that void without trying to fill it right away. But what if that's the key? What if the moment you stop running, just for a second, you'll hear something? Not a scream, not a cry, but a whisper. A whisper from the part of you that's been waiting for you to slow down, waiting for you to listen, waiting for you to come back home to yourself. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to fix it all today. You just need to notice, to feel, to be curious. Ask yourself, what part of me have I abandoned? What truth have I silenced? What dream have I buried? You might be surprised at what rises to the surface, and when it does, it won't be chaos. It won't be too much. It'll be real, and real is what heals. There's a reason your life looks full but feels empty. There's a reason your outer world doesn't match your inner world. You've been taught that success means wealth, power, productivity. But what about presence? What about meaning? What about joy that doesn't come with a price tag? Your subconscious already knows the truth. It's been trying to tell you through that heaviness, that stillness, that ache. This isn't a punishment. It's a signal that you're ready for something deeper, something quieter, something more you. And no, this doesn't mean you need to give up your goals. You don't need to abandon your ambition. You don't need to reject abundance. You just need to realign it with your truth, not the world's definition, yours. That's how wholeness begins, not in one big breakthrough, but in quiet moments, when you stop running and start listening. The emptiness has something to say. Let it speak. You can run, you can distract, you can scroll for hours, or chase success until you collapse from exhaustion. But here's what no one wants to admit. Running away hides nothing. That feeling inside you, that quiet ache, that cold space in your chest, it doesn't vanish. It follows you, quietly, consistently, everywhere. No matter how loud your life gets, the void is patient. It doesn't need to scream to be heard. It waits, under the noise, under the victories, under the performance. The world teaches you to cover it up, buy something new, travel somewhere far, win something big, upgrade your routine, your brand, your life. But the emptiness doesn't care about your schedule. It's not impressed by your goals, because no external win can erase an internal wound. And when that wound is ignored, it doesn't fade, it grows. Every time you silence your intuition, every time you choose performance over presence, every time you say, "I'm fine," when your soul is screaming, you widen that gap inside, and eventually the void begins to bleed into everything. You stop feeling excitement, even during milestones. You feel disconnected in crowds. You forget the last time you were truly present. And no, this isn't just about depression. This is deeper. It's about disconnection from who you really are. Because here's the truth. The source of this emptiness isn't outside of you. It's not your job. It's not your income. It's not your appearance or your relationship status. It's what's happening inside. This hollow feeling doesn't come from life being hard. It comes from being cut off from yourself, cut off from your feelings, so you don't even know how you feel anymore. Cut off from your truth, so your voice becomes quiet, even inside your own mind. Cut off from your core, so your actions feel automatic, not aligned. And the longer this internal gap exists, the louder the emptiness feels. You can be surrounded by luxury and still feel lost. You can build a multi-million-dollar empire and still feel small, because without connection to yourself, abundance is empty. Wealth feels shallow, success becomes a mask, and the subconscious knows. It keeps score. It remembers every time you silenced your needs. It replays every moment you faked a smile, every time you said yes when your soul screamed no. It tracks the habits, the betrayal, the drift. But here's the part most people miss. The void isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It reflects back what you've been avoiding, and it's here to help you come home. So what can you do? First, stop running. Just stop. Pause. Even if it's for 2 minutes. Even if your mind protests. Sit with the silence. Feel the stillness. And instead of filling it, ask a question. What am I missing? You don't need an answer right away. The question itself is a key, because the moment you stop reacting and start listening, something shifts. Maybe you'll feel grief for a version of yourself you lost. Maybe you'll remember a dream you buried under responsibility. Maybe you'll feel nothing, and even that is a beginning. The way back isn't loud. It's not flashy. It doesn't trend on social media. It starts in small sacred moments. You journal, not because it's a productivity hack, but because your thoughts deserve a place to land. You write without filters, without judgment, without trying to sound wise. You just let yourself speak. For real. You reconnect with your values, not the ones you inherited or copied, but the ones that make your soul feel alive. Ask yourself, what do I truly care about? Not what sounds impressive. Maybe it's honesty. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's creativity, spirituality, compassion. Find them and start living by them. One small decision at a time. You make tiny changes. You take your mornings back. You stop chasing every new trend. You say no when your body says no. You remove one toxic pattern. Not all at once, but slowly, gently with love. You stop waiting for the perfect day. You stop telling yourself you'll feel better after you hit that next milestone. Because you finally realize the feeling doesn't come after. It comes from alignment, from honesty, from reconnection. There is no secret to fixing the void, because it's not a flaw, it's a guide. And the moment you accept that, truly accept it, you gain your first taste of clarity. Not all at once, but slowly, like the first light after a long night. You realize that facing your emptiness doesn't destroy you, it builds you. It gives you access to wisdom you've forgotten, to power you thought you lost, to parts of yourself that still believe in wonder. This is where the shift begins. This is where the story turns. When you face the void, you stop fearing it. And when you stop fearing it, it starts to open. It begins to fill. Not with noise, not with distraction, but with truth. You remember what connection feels like. Not fake intimacy, not shallow validation, but real soul-level presence. You feel joy again. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally with yourself again. You experience motivation, not the pressure kind, but the fire inside kind, the kind that comes from doing what matters to you. You start attracting different energy, not because of a strategy or a script, but because you're no longer broadcasting from a place of emptiness. You're speaking from substance. And here's the deeper truth. This is the foundation of true abundance. Not just money in the bank, not just likes or followers, but fullness, freedom, wholeness. You begin to glow differently. People notice. Your reality shifts, not by accident, but by alignment. That's how the subconscious mind works. It doesn't manifest what you want. It manifests what you believe about yourself. When you reconnect with your core, when you start showing up with presence instead of pretending, the world mirrors that. That's the real secret behind overnight success. It's not sudden. It's earned in silence. It's built in the quiet moments, when you choose to feel instead of flee. It's earned through the nights when you cry without answers, but still wake up and try again. It's earned through raw honesty, when you stop waiting for rescue and realize the one you've been waiting for is you. And that's the promise. When you face the void, really face it. It doesn't swallow you, it transforms you. The hole starts to fill, not with noise, not with ego, but with meaning, with love, with connection, with your real self. Not the edited version, not the perfect projection, but you. And that version of you,
That's where your power lives. That's where your wealth begins. That's where your true abundance rises. From within. If this emptiness speaks to you, if something in your chest stirred while watching this, then let that be your sign. You don't need to fix everything today. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to begin. Begin small. Begin now. Sit with the silence. Feel the stillness. Ask the question, what am I missing? Because you are not alone in this feeling. So many carry it, quietly, secretly, but today you chose to face it, and that's powerful. Let this be the start of your return to self, the start of your healing, the beginning of your truth. If this video touched something deep inside you, like it now, so this message reaches someone else who needs it too. Comment below, what part of today's message resonated most with you? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos that speak not just to the mind, but to the heart and soul. We're on this journey together, one step, one moment, one truth at a time.